S1m0ne starring Al Pacino, questions that need answers. Also, I'll tell you who this movie is definitely hinting at throughout the movie, so stick around to catch it. This disclaimer is very telling. Did they know I'd be making this video and these connections? Who knows how dirty his hands are? Why is he not wearing gloves?
Mr. Taransky,
Why isn't Brett from The Nanny doing this instead of Victor so he could be focused on something more important like her?
Okay? So just let it go.
You went to the press?
Do we have
Were there no contracts? I doubt she can just release a press statement and get out of this movie, because one thing about Hollywood is they don't let you out of them contracts.
I'm walking around with, look, pockets full of these things.
Why did he put these in his pockets? Was it just for this moment here? Because there was literally no reason to put them in his pockets. He was putting them on the table. So did you go back and pick them up after she left just for this moment?
We always had movie stars, but they used to be our stars, remember? We were the ones who would tell them what to do. We would tell them what to wear, who to date. We could change their names if we wanted to, yeah? More than once.
Why is this one of the most unhinged truths to ever make it on film? This is literally a thing that Hollywood does.
and return.
I'm not interested in investment in return. I'm not interested in who pays for anything. I'm trying to make a movie.
Is this the same fella that called Nicola a diva? I guess it takes one to know one.
Every day you're fired by the mother of your own child.
Wow, laying on the guilt trip a little thick, don't you think?
I'm sorry, Victor.
Sorry, Mom canned you.
Wow, so sorry that she went and immediately told his daughter she couldn't let him do it. Now why is 4 a major theme throughout this movie? And why does this picture remind me so much of Janet Jackson from that Scream video? Something to think about.
I did it! I did it! I licked skin, I licked hair, I licked every part of her.
What do you mean by that? Why do I feel like we need more information on Hank? His story reminds me of that movie Paycheck with Ben Affleck and a lot of other inventors who never profit from their creations.
Answer to your prayers. The answer to this.
I was misquoted.
Why do I have a hard time believing that he was misquoted after he dog walked her earlier? Maybe she was a diva because he tried to slander her in the press.
I have your new leading lady right here. In my pants.
Please, sir, I don't know you.
No.
I don't know where you come from.
It's me!
Even if he did recognize you, do you not see the problem with some of your sketchy behavior? A guy in a trench coat late at night telling you that he has something for you in his pants? Sir, you are wilding. What the hell?
Who needs humans?
Right. Right, you were booed off the stage.
I guess he didn't understand still why he was booed off stage. Like, why would this be your pitch to a room full of humans? What did you expect? Praise? I know they were sitting in that room like,
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, good for you, Hank.
Well, it's good and bad, because I think that's what caused this.
is our everyday devices doing this to our eyes? I mean, Hank used his for only 8 years. Know this, anytime a Hollywood type insists they will call you later, they won't ever call you later. Also, what's up with that creepy eye in the back?
She doesn't have a single credit to her name.
There are no credits, no Taransky credit.
Have we considered that his work is just bad and he just needs to stop making films?
Mr. Taransky!
Who in the hell does this guy owe money to? Why did he start running away like Ice Cube in Barbershop? Why did this make me back up from my devices too? If it gave poor Hank eye cancer, who knows what the hell else it can do? Is this supposed to simulate? Get it? Anyway, is this supposed to simulate him giving birth? Why does it take him 9 months to hit drag and drop on someone else's creation, mind you? Furthermore, how did he convince Elaine to let him release this in theaters after she had already dropped him? I guess we're just going to skip over that.
Put themselves above the work. Who put themselves above me?
Why did he let the truth slip out at the very end? It was never really about the work, Victor. It was just all about putting themselves above you.
Director Victor Taransky.
Why can you tell he is already seething at the fact that they can't even get his name right and she's getting more shine? Why is the studio name Amalgamation Film Studios? And Simone is an amalgamation of Victor's mind and a bunch of different stars. His words dictate the shape her body makes, literally.
Simone?
Good to see you too, Elaine.
Wow, he must be embarrassed that even Elaine is looking for Simone.
A star is digitized.
Is this his clumsy way of saying a star is born, but he can't say born because computer? Also, how is this not a horror flick? Because what he's describing here about us not being able to detect frauds is pretty creepy for people who can't even maintain parasocial relationships correctly.
I am the death of real.
See, horror flick vibes, and the I Am You cover later doesn't help.
I'm so relaxed around you.
Could you be so relaxed and so yourself because of the alcohol?
You did create me.
Actually, Simone, Hank created you. And Victor just used you to make a remake.
I don't want to boast.
Saying this while literally boasting is wild. Also, why does the face keep changing? Why was this guy on the computer even up until his dying moment? They literally found him at the computer.
With the rise in the price of a real actor and the fall in the price of a fake.
While he's talking about the scales tipping in favor of the fake, it makes me wonder, is this what the CEOs were saying during that SAG-AFTRA strike?
Most actors these days have digital work done to them.
Is he talking about the airbrushed magazines and the heavily face-tuned IG pictures? Here we can very clearly see her project talking about Pygmalion and how he gave the statue beauty which another woman could never match. But why on the next screen there is nothing there?
How are you going to meet boys?
When have you ever seen or heard of a dad encouraging his daughter to meet boys?
How do you know you're not talking to some middle-aged freak?
Dad, I can spot a middle-aged freak.
Now that is concerning. I would hate to think that a grown man is pretending to be something that he's not just to get whatever he wants, and influencing a bunch of young, unsuspecting minds in the process.
Are you holding her hostage?
You're the hostage. I mean, you look kind of captive to me.
Is he speaking about the fact that it is unhealthy to be this invested in someone they've never seen or known? So basically unhealthy parasocial relationships?
Oh, so she's really gonna do all this nudity?
It's on the page.
Don't you just love how nonchalant he's being about this nudity? This creep couldn't wait to do this.
Even the fall from the plane?
Even the fall from the plane.
We'll shoot it on the last day.
Because if she dies during this plane scene, at least we have the footage directly before her death to profit off her last moments on camera. Basically, right?
You wouldn't be making this overblown art film if you hadn't convinced Simone to be in it.
So she's admitting that his work isn't up to par and only actually makes a profit when he's remaking other people's work.
How will you shoot our love scenes?
Body double.
For her?
For you.
Wouldn't it make more sense if it was for her? That's what you did in the last movie, and you don't have a program of him.
He used to date my cousin, Dell.
Wow, why is her cousin Dale a big fat liar? Unless she's talking about this Dale. Yeah, it makes more sense this way.
I just find I relate better to people when they're not actually there.
Oh, of course.
Why is everyone pretending this is normal? Is this all that Hollywood is? A bunch of people greenlighting things just because of a celebrity status?
Veronica.
You don't understand, Clyde.
Why not name her Bonnie and just go all the way with the reference? Why is 90% of this movie him getting drunk and talking to himself by way of this computer program?
People need to believe you're real. To reveal the truth now, it would be too cruel.
What I think you meant to say here is that it would take away from the fame and acclaim you so desperately seek but never want to admit. Why does he seem very concerned about his hand being dipped in the toilet but not his tie? There is no way that anyone would have fallen for this little doll trick. There's no angle where he isn't being seen moving that doll along. Why didn't he just wait for the stand-in to come and have her do it? Because she was coming anyway.
You know, we're going to have to go back to my place just to,
Keep them off the set.
Surely neither of them believes that's the sole reason, because you already lost a paparazzi. It's not like they're following you in any car.
I do find myself strangely attracted to you, Mr. Taransky.
Now why strangely? Well, she can't even say this with a non-terrified look on her face, and it's simple to understand that she's actually not attracted to him. She just understands the unspoken, twisted rules of Hollywood.
What? What'd you say?
I said, do whatever you do to Simone.
Why is he taken aback by her telling him this? Is he just coming to the realization of how impressive Simone is and how unimportant he is for this moment? I mean, on the way here, she did say,
You look
So much like her?
So did his ego just blind him? Because he's been very aware up until this moment with other people using him to get closer to Simone while also not being interested in him. Do men with powerful wives now understand why women will throw themselves at you? It's not you, buddy. It must be a real blow to have everyone around you be more fixated with its creation that no one measures up to, not even the creator. Why does this scene remind me of the White Chicks scene when the guy came in and started smelling panties? Why does this guy deserve to kiss whatever germs after being this creepy?
Oh, we all worked so hard. No, it was all of us.
Can you imagine being this self-congratulatory on some shit made with AI and none of their elbow grease? The nerve.
No, between you and me, she doesn't really exist.
Y'all heard him before this freaking guy started screaming. So did you never think to ask him what did he mean by she doesn't exist?
Simone!
Simone? Who's that?
Who is it?
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it?
It's me.
I know how to flush out the Simone. A tell-all story from her childhood.
Why does this remind me of The Wire when Jimmy created that fake story and the news reporter wanting to get the clout of being the first to get the story and his bosses never fact-checked because they wanted that too? What happened to journalistic integrity?
She never was in New Mexico. She never even left the studio.
Why didn't he just say he used a green screen?
Now, I've obtained a copy of your bank account.
How did he obtain his bank records? They just skipped over that, and it seems like a huge violation.
But I gotta tell you, embezzlement is a serious matter.
Embezzle? From the guy who just admitted to violating the RFPA laws? Get out of here.
Off the record, I want to know how you're doing it. Is it drugs? Is it mind control? Is it blackmail? Is it all three?
Would he have kept that terrible secret once he was told? Because he did say it was going to be off the record. Why is he going to wait until she's like about to come on stage in order to choose what she's going to wear? Do they really want me to believe this guy who's this negligent spent 9 months trying to put that first movie together? I can't actually play the music, but isn't this the biggest joke of all time, using Natural Woman for this AI to sing? Also, how can everyone else not tell this is Mary J. Blige's voice? Also, this is what it actually looks like, and if you were looking at this anywhere, you would be able to tell. It looks like Tupac when he was at Coachella that year. Because you can definitely tell in this shot, you can see the hologram in the middle and the sides are something like pre-recorded.
Thank you.
Why did I show this screenshot to two people and they could clearly see that this was Beyonce?
Lying down, she's exhausted.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He purposefully put on lipstick to put it on those signatures. So did he not think to wipe all of it off before he walked out the damn trailer? Is he trying to get caught?
Allen's tragic loss of human life and threat of all-out war was overshadowed today by the announcement of the Oscar nominations.
Why does this remind me of the Bread and Circus show, which refers to the pacifying of people with just food and entertainment in order to prevent them from revolting and taking any real actions?
We have a tie. The winner.
Why did they write this in? Was it just to be extra ridiculous? Because the Academy Awards has never nominated the same actress for the same category.
Victor Taransky, without whom none of this would be possible.
Are we really supposed to believe that this egomaniac wouldn't say his own name? Like, come on now. maybe his guilty conscience, or maybe it's the fact that this is a third act conflict.
Oh, sure. She comes in all the time.
Is this why it's so easy to fabricate big lies or hide big secrets in plain sight in Hollywood? Because everyone wants to make themselves look better and look closer to the stars than they actually are.
Slept my way to where I am, Victor.
You have?
Well, it goes with the territory.
What kind of system is set up in Hollywood that this is standard behavior? Also, how does he not know this? This is what the stand-in was about to do with him earlier.
Victor, she made you.
Why is this the realest truth bomb that he wasn't ready for? Is this shot symbolic of her overshadowing him? Why is this showing off the insane nature of obsessed people, that they are willing to love anything as long as certain names are attached to it? Kind of like they can't even think for themselves. Was this the smartest way to get rid of these, especially since he knew he would be making an announcement about her dying? Shouldn't he have at least put this in something clear? He was already getting "you're keeping her trapped up" allegations, so this is the sketchiest thing that he could have done.
Can I see you later?
Victor, how could you bring that up at a time like...
Is this coming from the same person who just made inappropriate conversation at this same funeral?
You know we're gonna have to restructure your deal.
How is what you just said any more appropriate?
To say, die, bitch. I'll destroy you.
Why is she lying? He never said die, bitch. She must be a sociopath or a habitual liar.
Sim1. See? Simulation 1. It's a computer.
Why break the third wall now? There's a lot of ridiculous parts to this ending, so I'm just going to fire them off. But the lawyer at the end says, well, you must have done it. I read it in the newspaper. Like, what? What lawyer would ever say that, ever? Also, there is a point where they play Simone on the TV after the death with the newspaper. And Victor's reaction is so ridiculous. It's as if he thinks Simone did this herself. Also, how exactly did his daughter manage to get that set up from the computer again? Because he threw all of the discs out. So exactly how did they recreate it and go on to, create more? They didn't stop, obviously, at this last moment with the newspaper. They kept going. So exactly how did they continue this on when he clearly threw all of the discs away and they weren't recovered? I'm like, please explain, but they never do. So I guess we all gotta just move on. So if you somehow couldn't tell who this video was about, it's definitely Beyonce. I will show you now all of the Easter eggs. Okay, so welcome to this portion of the video. And let's just get straight into it. There's no easy way to do this. So I'll start with this. This definitely looks like a picture of Beyonce. Like I said, I showed it to 2 different people who didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and they guessed right off the bat, both of them, Beyonce. But I put it next to here just to let you know that the creator of this movie is also the creator of The Truman Show. So do what you will with that. I just pointed out a couple similarities that I saw throughout the film. So this is the moment where he fakes the tears down Simone's eyes, and this is something similar. Just, being a Beyonce fan, she performed Flaws and All, on the Beyonce Experience, and they had this really cinematic, dramatic moment with the tears, so it just reminded me of that. Anyway, moving up here, we have Simone Fever and Beyonce Fever. That is a perfume that she had at one point. And also in this same one, we have I Am You. Is highlighted right here with the white. And this album, you can see it's like the exact same pose. This album is commonly referred to as I Am Yours, or I Am Sasha Fierce, but same thing. All right, and I just put some similarities here. Oh, underneath this video, I just added this, but underneath this video, a person commented and said, Simone has such a great plot. In a way, this movie was ahead of its time. Few know that a recent supermodel, Shadu, is a digital construct just like Simone. I only added this. This is the person that I saw that they were talking about. I added this because I'm like, is this a real life example? Someone just gave that allegation. I thought it was just, something to add in here. I know that there are real, virtual influencers. You can go and look that up. They are doing that now, so that's a real thing. Anyway, in Altered Carbon, they talked about this sort of thing, like transhumanism is really what it's called, because they were able to just transfer consciousness from body to body. Also, this happened in Westworld. They made this big theme park, making all these people, making all these bodies. You can go watch that if you would like. And they had this same theme in 2088, which was this album by Janae Aiko and Big Sean. But they, play with this concept in the video. If you go watch the whole thing throughout, it really does, touch on that whole concept. And then all of those three together, mostly the West part, but the Westworld, but all of them really reminded me of these recent Beyonce lyrics in her song Riverdance, where she says, staring down the barrel of his gun, yes, he shot me down, I died, and someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. And then she also says, wrap me around your little finger, wrap me around your wedding ring, your words dictate, I underlined it over here, the shape my body makes, ain't that the scary thing? Reminded me of that. And then I have these two videos here. So the first one here is Freakum Dress by Beyonce. You can see the dresses keep changing. And the second one here that is about to play is the one from S1m0ne, where he is changing her dresses. So there's that. All right, and up here, that is the billboard that is constantly coming up throughout the movie, S1m0ne. And this is a recent picture that Beyonce did for GQ. Also, just looking at these two covers, it is very clear and blatant. It's all throughout the movie. And this movie was shot in 2002, before any of these albums or perfumes and blah, blah, blah came out. So this is a picture from the Verizon commercial that she did, unleashing AI-once. So let me know what you think about all of these things down below. Do you feel that S1m0ne was reaching over into Beyonce? How do you think they know these things? Is this predictive programming? Let me know what you see. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.